Hi, everyone. Mitch from PickDogs.com. It is Saturday, August 31st, 2024. Of course, it's my favorite day of the week during my favorite time of the year. It is college football Saturday. We have got a lot of ground to cover today, so we are going to get right into it. We're going to skip the normal introduction piece where we everyone cries about their losses, makes excuses for them, and then pats themselves on the back for every little win that they get. You guys can read about all that stuff over at pickdogs.com. We document every single pick so you can see everybody's record, who's hot, who's not, who's ready to bounce, who was really good last year, college football, all those sort of things. No reason to sit here and waste everybody's time talking about it. We'll go through each person as we go and have a little bit of feedback on that as well. Yesterday's show, I was really shocked to read a lot of the comments about yesterday's show that I read. Alex, who was the first black head coach in the NFL?
Jeez. God knows. I can't remember.
It's Art Shell.
Art Shell.
Tony, who hired Art Shell?
Oh, boy. The old Raider owner was
Al Davis.
Al Davis, right.
Jovan, was Al Davis a racist when he fired Art Shell?
I mean, hey, I don't think so. I don't think so. But whatever.
I mean, it's kind of like, he fired plenty of other guys too. I mean, along the way before he was said and done.
There are some say that he was a victim of it back in his USC days, why they didn't give him the head coaching job and they picked John McKay. But you guys can look that up yourself.
Yeah, but that's all, it's just ridiculous, man. I rip all coaches. I rip all referees except for Miami. Everybody knows that. And it's like anyone that tries to play that card with me, man, you got to be kidding yourself, man. You guys are just ignorant, man. That's all I got to say. It's like, I don't even know what to say about it, man. But anyways, man, we're going to get right into the games today because we got such a big card. It's such a good card. And, we got college football and Major League Baseball that we're going to cover on the show. So let's just get right into it, get right into this sexy college football card. I'll just read off we'll go through time slot by time slot the way we've done it in the past. But the way we're going to do it here is I'll read off just the key games in that slot. And then if anybody has any other games within that slot that I might not have mentioned, they could talk about those games as well. College football generally breaks down into time slots throughout the day on Saturday. It's usually the noon games, the 3:30 Eastern time games, the 7 o'clock games to 7:30, and then the late night spot that start 9 o'clock and after. So we'll just do it that way. And, that way everyone will have a chance to talk about whatever games they want, whatever games they don't want to talk about, and we'll be able to cover more ground. That is the idea of the show here. But, I'm excited for College Football Saturday. It is my favorite day of the week during my favorite time of the year. Everybody knows that. And, I know a lot of people have never been with us for a College Football Saturday or don't know that, my first site was called College Football Place 16 years ago. And, that's why I started on the internet. So the comments like this guy doesn't know what he's talking about or whatever, man. Anyways, let's get right into it. The 12 o'clock slot goes as follows. We do have Clemson against Georgia, a couple teams you might have heard of. We've got UConn taking on Maryland. Interesting matchup, 18.5-point spread in that one. We got Vandy hosting Virginia Tech in another ACC-SEC matchup. We got, of course, the Clemson-Georgia at the same time. And, of course, Miami-Florida at 3:30. We'll talk about that a little later. We got Pitt against Kent State. We've got Penn State, West Virginia. That's a Big 10, Big 12 matchup. And any other – that is it for the 12 o'clock slot as far as the FBS versus FBS teams. Alex, any of these games or any of the other games in this slot look bettable to you?
Well, what's bettable, like on a line, looking at the lines have changed now. Clemson definitely, I think, is being underrated here. But, you have to go back and you have to look at some of the other numbers that this Georgia, number one Georgia has put up in the past. And, they've won 33 straight of these openers. And 31 of these came by 16 or more points. Okay, so you have to look at that. You have to sort of try to bypass the concept that, Dabo's teams are 12-1 ATS, last 13 as 5 or more point underdogs, and that the underdog has cashed 12 of the last 16 meetings. Okay, that all aside, Georgia's hard to go against, and without getting that key number of plus 13, I would personally stay away. What I do like here from this game, though, is actually a much higher scoring game than a lot of people maybe anticipate. We've got a second-year system here of offense that's really been playing speedy football at Clemson, and they're gonna move the ball as quickly as they can, snap the ball as quickly as they can. We all know what Georgia can do, and there's going to be points going on the board here. I'm looking for an over in that game.
Brian?
Looking at the early slot here, I think the best value probably is taking the West Virginia plus the points. Now I know it's probably a slight public dog here, but West Virginia got their butts kicked at Penn State last year. I think they're getting no respect at home. This is a ton of points for a team that's not really that bad. I think Penn State normally starts off a little bit slow. I think West Virginia could knock them off, but I think it's at very worst a touchdown win for Penn State. I'll take West Virginia.
Tony, anything in this slot for you?
Yeah, a few here that look at the under here in Kent and Pitt. Kent is a team that's really rebuilding. They had a horrible season. They just can't run the football. Pat Narduzzi's feeling the pressure was not a good year last year. I think they're going to lean on the defense a little bit here and just try to get the win. So I'll look at the under in that one between Pitt and Kent State. Virginia Tech and Vandy. Vandy has not been through that SEC schedule yet, so they're healthy coming in the game. I'm just not comfortable laying almost 2 touchdowns with the Virginia Tech team. That has improved. I know they're experienced, but I don't know if they're ready to lay 2 touchdowns on the road with them. I know with Vandy, their head coach Lee is going to run the defense. He found a new offensive coordinator, and I like the fact we got Pavia up there at quarterback. So I'll go ahead and take the points there with Vandy in that spot. Those 2 that I like in that time period.
Let's see. Rod?
You're muted.
Jovan?
My bad.
Oh, no. Rod, go ahead.
In this time spot, I like Iowa here over Illinois State. Iowa on defense, still going to be that solid defense we've seen last year that was ranked 4th nationally, and I think they even improve and get better than what they were last year. They returned 9 guys on defense for Iowa and holding teams to 14.8 points a game. They're going to definitely improve on the offensive side of things with the improvement of an offensive coordinator that I think Iowa's going to be able to get some points. So I'll lay that minus 21.5 with Iowa. It's going to be tough to score some points on that defense that is going to be just as stout as they were last season. And the other one in this time slot, you know what? I'm going to go with Georgia here. That defense is going to be beast. They were 7th ranked last year on defense. And you know what? They would return a bunch of guys, and including 5 all-conference guys that are going to be solid. They're going to be tough for Clemson to move the ball in that one. I got to go with Georgia. I think they pull away late. I think offensively they're just better. I don't trust Klubnik on Clemson to be able to keep up with Georgia in that one. And I think Georgia pulls away late. Lay it with Georgia. I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Jovan?
Yeah, so looking at this Georgia-Clemson game, and, this line is, went the other way. It's kind of at the point where you want to buy back on Georgia. At 13.5, 14, I could see Clemson, getting the job done. Once you get into, 11.5, 11, if I see 11, if I see 10.5, 10, way up until game time, because it's only going one way. This line move is only going one way. I might want to, jump on board with the Bulldogs. Still the number 1 team in the nation, was disrespected last year, by not making the playoff, when they only lost that 1 game, and, they got a chip on their shoulder. Clemson, I guess you could say they got a chip on their shoulder also, but for different reasons. But, these 2 teams did meet up a couple of seasons ago. It was a 7-point game, a real, Slobberknocker, war in the trenches, low scoring game. But Clemson has a lot, has a lot to prove. And I would at 11, at 10, I might just have to take a shot with the Bulldogs. And one more game was Tennessee. Tennessee's gonna do something similar. What we saw with Arkansas, how Arkansas just laid the wood. Just take advantage of a lesser team, one of those sisters of the poor type teams. So I expect them to put up a big number against Chattanooga and not be shy about it.
I'm on Clemson here against Georgia. Georgia missing just all of their top running backs for this game. I'm not really sure how they're going to run the football in this Clemson defense, which is loaded with NFL first-round draft choices and five-star recruits out of high school. Dabo Swinney, one of the top recruiters, and they have the trophy case to show it. These teams have, a lot of national championships over the last 5 or 6 years between them. I mean, you got to remember, it was just a couple of years ago, when that Clemson was hoisting the trophy, beating Alabama a couple times. They also, have been in there, and it didn't work out their way. So it's like Clemson is I think up until a couple of years ago, they were in the playoff every single year. And it's not like Dabo Swinney went anywhere. They got tons of talent on this team, and they have the highest rated players at several positions in all of college football. You can never cut Clemson short. This is going to be a hard hitting battle. And I think, especially with Georgia's deficiencies in the backfield, it's going to keep it close. And Klubnik, we haven't really seen anything great from him, but at the same time, he does have experience now, which means he's got less excuses. So we got to expect that, he doesn't have to make plays, but he certainly has playmakers on that team. And, he just has to not lose it for them. And it should be at least a very, very tight game. Georgia, a traditionally slow starter to the season. And normally they play, Alex mentioned like Georgia's openers or whatever. Normally they play like East Georgia State, man, to open the season. They do not open in these big games. The SEC team that's opened in these big games over the last 20 years has been Alabama, or at least through the Saban era has always been Alabama, not Georgia. So Georgia generally opens with an FCS team or like a Georgia Southern or something of that nature. I think that South Dakota State, I think, is a very live dog against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State also traditionally slow starter. How many seasons has Mike Gundy, blown the whole season right out of the gate? I mean, 1 million. And the thing is, it could be 1,000,001 today because the Jackrabbits are for real, man. We saw North Dakota State up against Colorado the other day. South Dakota State might be better than them, So I think that they certainly have at least a solid shot at a cover, if not an outright in that one. You got an FCS team as a 10.5-point road dog. It's basically the same line that was the North Dakota State, Colorado. It's basically the same thing all over again. So why not take the 10.5? I'm a little bit with Brian there that West Virginia is looking a little public doggy at this point. I do like them, and I liked them most of the week, but they're not on my premiums of any way because, like I said, just a little bit too much public doggy for my taste. Jay, welcome back. What do you think?
What's happening? I agree with a lot of what you just said there, believe it or not. To be honest, that Georgia-Clemson is a tough game. I'm not high, or I wouldn't say I'm not high on both teams, but I've been, critical of both teams is what I will say. The way I would take this game, I would go plus 380 on Clemson money line. I think that's the way you play it. These are two highly recruited teams. Everything I keep hearing is Georgia's mad, Georgia this, Georgia that, and I understand that. And Georgia are the number one team in the nation for a reason. And I'm not saying I'm in love with this game. I'm rushing to the window. I'm just saying if I were to play it, I would take the 380 because Klubnik, I'm not high on him, but his second year in, he might be high here. What I'm really expecting is a defensive game. These are probably two of the best defenses, highly recruited defenses all of the nation. And week one, we've already seen a ton of sloppy play. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a ton of sloppy play today, a lot of running the football. You know, Georgia's really good, but they lost a lot of talent to the NFL too, like losing Brock Bowers and things like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And like Mitch said, when you go back and look at Georgia's openers and how they've started the season, I mean, they've been playing UT Martin and shit like that. And then when they stepped up and played, like last year, I think it was South Carolina, then Auburn, it wasn't the way you might think it'll win. So I don't know. I think in all honesty, I ain't heard enough people actually say Clemson is a live dog today. So worth a shot there. I look at West Virginia. You're giving me a touchdown and the hook. I got to be there. The hype around this West Virginia team this season is real. Penn State, overrated per usual until they show me that they're not. So I'm expecting this to be a competitive game through and through. And I'm getting over a touchdown with the home team. I got to take West Virginia in that one. And one more I'll talk about. I'm with you, Mitch. Give me the Jackrabbits, bro. What the hell? That line to me tells me everything you need to know, bro. Like, ranked team, only laying less than 2 touchdowns on the FCS team. Jackrabbits, baby. Jackrabbits.
Rod, no Jackrabbits for you? You're not in. Normally, this is your type of.
I like them in basketball. I don't like them here in the spot. You look at OKC, and they return a lot of guys. They're returning 20 guys from last year's team, and they can run the ball. They got a solid offensive line. Does OK State, and with Ollie Gordon there, I think he runs right over the Jackrabbits. I just can't do it in this one. I like OKC State there in that start. Solid running back, solid offensive line. Going to be tough. I think they just keep running, and I don't think the Jackrabbits can keep up scoring in that one.
I don't know, man. These guys they beat Montana 23-3 and freaking Villanova 23-12. I mean, they marched, in the playoffs last year.
They did. I give them credit. It's a tough spot, though. I really do think it's a tough spot. I like the really nobody even got a whiff of them last year. I mean, they beat Drake 70-7, and they dropped. I don't like Drake. I think Oklahoma State can whip up on Drake too. I think everyone's whipping up on Drake these days.
I don't like Drake.
Get that guy. What's he betting today, anyways? Because we'll take the other side as well.
beat Albany 59-0. It's like, I mean, they drub teams, man. I like South Dakota State there. But anyways, we move on to the next slot, man. It's a good one. This is jam-packed. Got Miami visiting Florida, rivalry game. Ohio State, Kent State. Oh no, Ohio State's playing Akron. I got the wrong team on my list here. It's Akron. We got Texas, Colorado State, Ohio at Syracuse, UTEP-Nebraska, Indiana-FIU. Take out the I, it's FU, right? Got South Carolina, Old Dominion, Boise State, Georgia Southern, and a slew of other stuff in that slot, including what's the other one that's in there? I took South Alabama, North Texas, the one that I crossed off my video list because I was a little too deep in. Jay, we missed you on the start last time. We'll start with you this time.
That's a good game right there, man. You probably should have did that video.
The problem is that
I know I'm just messing.
I had 100 videos and
I know I'm just
100 meetings at the same time, man.
I know I'm just messing with you. What I'm gonna do with here though is I think North Texas is live, y'all. I think they're live. I love they hit the portal hard. This North Texas team did. They got TCU's old quarterback Chandler Morris. He'll be their starter this season, so I think he'll be serviceable. They got a decent receiving core over there. I think they're gonna run some teams up. They're gonna be running a high tempo style offense. South Alabama, they were really good last year, but I think that has them overrated, overvalued in this spot, man. I'm expecting North Texas. A North Texas team is a veteran group too. They got a ton of seniors on this North Texas team. I think they go out with a bang this season. So keep your eye on North Texas. And I think they're live to beat South Alabama outright. What else is in this slide? This is a great slide. Of course, let's go to the hitter. The U. Down in the swamp, man. I'm excited for this game. This is the best game on television today. I think we're going to see the clock move a lot in this game. In all honesty, I would probably lean towards the under. Is the way I will attack this game. I'm gonna go under here in this football game. I think Florida's going to come out and do a lot of running the football. Miami can open it up. They can open it up, but I still think running the football is going to be their main forte this season. Just getting downhill on teams, ball control style football, and just leaning on that to win football games. And I think ultimately this total kind of high, 54.5. I know Florida gave up a ton of points last season, and Miami's defense wasn't all that great in spots either. But I think week one, we've seen some sloppy football. I'm taking the under in that football game. Let's see. And one more I'll talk about in this slot. Let's go with – it's a good slot, man. It's hard to narrow it down. I'll go with – actually – oh, duh. Look,
you got to take Texas. Geez.
Look. This, I'll be honest. Texas didn't make my premium area today. It just didn't. I'm scared as hell of the look ahead spot. We got the game of the week next week, man. You know what I mean? Michigan on deck. Colorado State's offense is nice. I think everybody watched them and their offense beat up on Colorado last season.
Everybody's offense beat up on Colorado last season.
They did. But
we're not going there again, man.
No, but I'm saying, I think the one game that people watched Colorado State was that game.
I'll have to start knocking Kyle Shanahan again. I'm racist against white people again, man. It's like,
I think that was the one game most people watched Colorado State last
year. Seriously, man.
Like that might have been one of their one national televised games. Is all I'm saying.
Jay, I ever say anything bad about Urban Meyer on these shows?
You bashed everybody. And we
Tim Mora Jr.
Timmy Chang. Nobody's safe, man.
Nobody's safe. Nobody.
Sonny Dykes.
What's up with those penalties, man? Defensive. I mean, seriously, man.
Yeah.
That field goal yesterday.
Look, but ultimately, Texas is the better team, just through and through. And moving to the SEC in this new format with the tough schedule they have, I think in the games that they got to win, I think they're actually going to put the pedal to the metal. So laying 34.5, I'm not rushing to do it, but I wouldn't be surprised either if they won this game by 35 points, 7 touchdowns. So, or whatever that's it. Whatever, my math's kind of off this morning. So, but yeah. Give me Texas in that spot.
Ryan.
Oh, okay. I'm ready to go here. I thought I was further down the line here, but normally I try to keep it to one pick per slot, but this is such a juicy slot. I think I'm going to dig in a little bit deeper here. I agree with Jay here. I'm going to lean towards Texas minus the points. I couldn't make them a premium pick, and normally I worry about the look ahead, but I think Texas just takes Colorado behind the woodshed. Ohio State laying a huge number against my Zips. Ohio State, this is the type of game that they always beat up opponents and run them roughshod. But my favorite play, as everybody knows, is the Florida Gators plus the points. I think it's similar to West Virginia here. Miami, only a 2.5-point favorite, all the hype. Last year, I liked the Florida Gators. They came out flat against Utah, but I think in this in-state rival, this line hasn't moved off of 2.5. Tons of money, Miami.
There's a lot of threes out there. I'll bet you whatever you want to bet on this game.
Well,
whatever you want to bet
for me, but I like.
I know,
the Gators.
but I'll bet you whatever you want to bet. I'm not going to name a number. You can name the number. I'll bet you whatever you want.
I'll text you later.
All right,
Conversation.
That's fine.
But
I'll bet you whatever you like.
Gators are the best free pick on the board, in my opinion. Today.
Sure.
That's it.
Tony.
Yeah, in this slot, I like Northwestern here laying the points. Miami, Ohio is a victim of the transfer portal. They lost a lot of their good players.
Order mix-up. It was supposed to be Alex. Go ahead. We'll circle back to Alex.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio, as we've talked about before, Mitch has mentioned this a lot with his mid-major teams. They just get plucked, and they got plucked. It's going to be hard to rebuild here. Also, under the radar players they lost was they had the best punter in the nation, the Ray Guy Award winner. He's gone. Their place kicker made 27 of 28 kicks last year. He's gone. And that's really the issue here with this transfer portal is they go after these mid-major teams that had a lot of success. The defensive players, the offensive players. Yes, I know Brett Gabbert is back. He's only coming back because he was hurt last year. No one really wanted to take a chance on someone who had an injury-plagued year last year. Northwestern team is on the rise. No one expected this improvement from them. I know they're playing in this funky stadium because they're having their stadium remodel, but still, that may even help them. It's a smaller, cozier place. So I'll look at Northwestern in that spot here against Miami O. And I'll take Eastern Michigan. We used to talk about Eastern Michigan getting points. This is kind of a spot here with them against a UMass team that will they ever get good? I don't know. Their defense is a huge concern here. Eastern Michigan has upgraded the quarterback position. They brought in some transfers. Defense is healthier after injuries to their two best players last year. So I'll look here in that spot. Taking back to that Colorado State and Texas game, I'm going over. Colorado State's defense is really bad. I don't know if it's going to improve. It's an inexperienced defensive line. This is where you get in trouble with these mid-majors versus these power schools. Is when you have inexperience on that line, you're going to get clobbered. I think Texas is going to be able to exploit this Colorado State defensive line and have a big offensive day. But I don't trust them laying the points. I'll just go ahead and lay and go over because Colorado State is a high volume passing team, and that's what they do is throw. So I'll look for the over there. So those are the games here that I like in that spot.
Alex.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at the Texas game that they got raped here by the NFL. 11 players gone in that one. I think Michigan was the only team that had more picked by the NFL. But the transfer portal was good to them this past year, and they picked up some really good wide receivers. I mean, Urs and if that kid Manning gets on the field, I mean, these guys can score at will. And I definitely would not take the side here. It screams to me a situation where Texas is looking ahead next week to Michigan. And, and I don't think they're going to show everything they have here. There's just no way. And I can see them gliding into the third and fourth quarters, with a big lead and Colorado State possibly hitting a couple of backdoor numbers here and getting the cover. I just don't like the way it looks. But what I do like is the amount of passes that Colorado State is going to throw today, is going to continually try to throw once again in garbage time or just the entire game. And then you've got this amazing offense that Texas has. You got to look at the over here. Stay away, in my opinion. Stay away from that side. Also, another game that I saw today, and this is important for Nebraska. Nebraska has got to do something here against UTEP. And I know hopemism is like the number one, I guess, word or euphemism we could use in Lincoln. It's been for a while, but with 17 returning starters, we're going to have at least a winning season here. I can see it. If they don't, oh, God help us all. And but I bet you the hopemism will continue in the next year and year after year. We've got a 5-star recruit under center here with Dylan Riola, and he takes over from a very serviceable Heinrich Heiberg. But this is a team they're going against here today that has a new head coach. He's come over from Austin, PA. He's brought 10 of his players, whatever that means. I'm not going to say Austin, PA was a bad team for the FCS, but hey, man, we're in a whole different league here, and Nebraska needs this win. It's got to be a statement win. It's got to be something that stands out, and I can just see them putting their foot to the metal, to the pedal, and it's not going to be a pretty one. So I'm predicting here an easy cover for Nebraska. Don't like to lay that many points with the Nebraska team. And finally, after all that, I'd like to say I agree with Mr. Briggs. North Texas is being very underrated here. I don't really know why South Alabama is being considered such a good favorite. Interestingly, whether this means anything to anybody out there at all, but it's interesting to know North Texas has covered their last 8 or failed not to cover their last 8 on Saturdays, while South Alabama just doesn't like Saturdays. They failed to cover 4 of their last 5 at home. So those are the 3 I like from that slot.
Rod?
And for me in this time slot, I like Miami, Ohio. I think that went over the number of 3. I think that's a field goal game all day if they don't get upset. Northwestern, sure, they are a solid team returning a bunch of players, but starting a new QB in that spot, having to run the offense, worries me a little bit. And everywhere I look, everyone's on Northwestern. It's just everywhere I see it. It's like Northwestern. Miami, Ohio is not that bad. Give me Miami, the Redbirds plus the 3.5 in that one. I think it's close. And Ohio State, we know what they do. They love beating up on these bad teams. Last time they faced Akron, it was 59-7 in that one. I think they do the same thing. Ohio State is stacked this season. 11 returning all-conference players, 14 guys returning altogether. Ohio State wins. I think they could almost get over that total on their own. Probably pretty similar, 56-3. Either way, they whoop up on the Zips. Give me Ohio State in that one. And the other one, I like the over, Colorado State and Texas. I think with both teams' offenses are way above what's going on. We know what Colorado State can do. They can score offensively. And this Texas team, they're definitely stacked offensively. I don't think they take their foot off the gas because this Colorado State team is going to be there all game, scoring and keeping up, I think, here with Texas. So I like a track meet. Give me the over 60.5 in that one.
Jovan?
Yeah, Ohio State all day. It's just a situation where Ryan Day, he's on the hot seat, just based off his losses against Michigan. And he needs, to start this campaign with a bang. I think he does so against one of the worst teams in FBS, which is Akron. So they can name the score. We all know this. And I believe that they, at least get to 63, They might drop a 70 piece on these guys, on the Zips, get zipped right up. So lay the wood with that one. No, I'm on UTEP. It's just a situation where I think it's too many points with a Nebraska team. You look at what they did last year, and they might have changed their offense. I'm not too sure about that, but their offense last year, man, it was three yards in the cloud of dust type of type of stuff going on with Nebraska, so maybe it's all defense. They score just enough. I'm not sure, but I'd rather take the points, at this big number. Looking at this Iowa State now. Iowa State, they're usually in dogfights week 1. Threatening to get upsetted and squeak right out of it. But I think in this one, I think that this is a year where Coach Campbell, he has his boys ready. They return all types of talent from last year's team, and I think they absolutely lay the wood, to this opponent, to North Dakota, and also expected to go over, because I think they're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. I don't think this is going to be the same Cyclones slow start that we've seen them have, in years past. And I want to be on Georgia Southern. I know Boise State, they're getting a lot of hype, but I like taking Boise State when they're an underdog, on the road facing a so-called better team. I really don't like them as a road favorite. Georgia Southern, they did lose a lot of talent from last year's squad, but the philosophy, I believe, is still there. So, as long as they're doing the same things on offense that they've been doing, I think that they're in line for a cover in this one. And yeah, I agree with Colorado State and Texas with the over. I believe this is going to be a lot of points scored. Colorado State not good at all defensively, and on the other end they can score points, and Texas has a way of allowing lesser teams to score points. Let's just say that. So yeah, I'll rock with the over.
I like Miami big in this one over Florida. I think it's going to be an absolute slaughter. And I think that, when you look at some of these factors regarding this game, it pretty much points right to it. And it's pretty blatantly obvious. Mario Cristobal is a former Miami player, and this rivalry runs real deep because these are two teams that played each other every year for 50 years. And then in 1987, Florida decided, well, we play a really tough regular season schedule in the SEC. We don't want to play Miami anymore. And they dropped them from the schedule. And believe me, every Miami fan knows this, and every Miami fan is mad about it. And Mario Cristobal, as a player at Miami, very much knows the history of this rivalry. In '87, the last time they played in the regular season, Miami shut them out. The last time after that, Miami shut them out, but the long snapper snapped it over the punter's head twice for safety. Those are the only points Florida got. The game before that, it was 28-3 with 3 seconds left to go in the game, and Miami kicked a field goal to make it 31. That's how much these teams hate each other's guts. Since the reestablishment of the rivalry, and they only play intermittent years now, it restarted because Steve Spurrier, when he took over as head coach of Florida, wanted to change the culture there. And he said, we'll never be a team that can compete on the national landscape or even in the SEC if we continue to duck Miami. He said, we have to play them. So they reestablished the series, and they play every few years now. Since they've reestablished, Miami has just whipped the crap out of Florida every single time, except for twice. The twice that Florida won, Miami covered the spread in those games. Those were two Miami teams that finished the season with losing records. And Florida was ranked in the top 5 both those years in those games. So believe me, in the games in the swamp when Miami's had a reasonable team have been slaughters. Even before that, Jim Kelly, when he was a freshman at Miami, I mean, he went into the swamp. It was like he wore the shirt, Gators or nose pickers, right? Remember? And they beat them 31-7. The Willis McGahee game, 41-16 in the swamp. I was at that game. It was like select a seat day in the third quarter. You're going to see Ruben Bain emerge as lineman in the nation. Miami, like Jay said, I agree with him. They are going to pound the rock between the tackles. They have an NFL offensive line, man. And if you guys have been following the recruiting rankings, Miami's hit a top 5 overall player the last 3 years, and every time it's been an offensive lineman. They're going pound the rock, and Miami is a track team. Florida, also very fast, super talented, a little disrespected. Napier, not a Florida guy, so believe me, they're gonna have no problem firing him. And also, he's not in the club, like when Steve Spurrier was the coach, or he was in the club. He's not in the club. Mario Cristobal, he's in the club. He understands this game. He knows how much it means to Miami, not just in the rankings, not just in any stuff. We go 1-12 this year. We don't care, man, if we have this one. That's how big this game is. And I honestly feel that way. We hate these guys' guts. The Devin Hester game, when Hester was woofing all week. Oh, I'm going to take the opening kickoff. I'm going to run it back for touchdown. He's on the field waving his arms like this. They kick it to him, hits him right in the chest. Boom, gone, touchdown. Hates their guts, man. And that is the difference. Some rivalries, they dislike each other. Miami, we hate their guts. They're on our trifecta, of the teams we hate the most. Florida, Notre Dame, Ohio State. Those are our 3, man. And Florida, we're going to get them right here today in the swamp, right in their building. Going to be select a seat day in the third quarter. Got, and also in this slot, nobody mentioned it. I love Ohio against Syracuse. First game as head coach for the Syracuse. I think this guy's going to be good, but I think he's a young head coach. But let's look at the situation here. Everybody knows I'm prejudiced against Ohio State transfers to Syracuse, right? Quarterbacks. So Kyle McCord fits that mold. Yeah, he sucks. It's like, if you can't be a successful quarterback at Ohio State with Marvin Harrison Jr., with an NFL offensive line, with a defense full of first-round draft picks, you're going to thrive at Syracuse where you really have one receiver, Gadsden. Good luck on that one, man. Ohio, I know their coach left in the spring. They've lost some players, but they have a culture of winning. They've won 10 the last 2 years in a row. It's kind of like Drake, right? In college basketball, it's kind of like the same thing where they quietly just continue to win a lot of games. So they have a culture of winning there. And I think this is a lot of points for a game like that. I don't agree with Alex about UTEP-Nebraska. I like UTEP in that one plus the points. Matt Rule is a great head coach. He wins a lot of games, but even his very best year at Baylor, his very best of best years, it was 2 3-point games all season long. Even the games they lost were 2 3 points. It was every game was 2 or 3 points. I don't see him blowing out anybody. And, I think the game's probably a little bit closer than the 27.5. I'll take the 4 touchdowns. I also like Colorado State against Texas. I think they take their foot off the gas. Steven Sarkisian, I don't care what anybody says. He's still a shit bag in my eyes, and I don't care if he's white, black, green, or purple, man. I don't like him either, man. He's a piece of shit. Let's look at his resume. Washington, fired. USC, fired, right? It's not like he's been given the keys to crap programs. Here at Texas, yeah, he made the playoff last year. What's going to happen this year? Fired. Taking Colorado State. Sprinkle a little on the money line. I love college football, man. Shit. Love it.
I love it too. I think you might be a little sad though after today. The Gators go chop. It's what you call a no doubter, man. Oh please, you're crazy.
You don't understand. It's a Kane thing, man. You wouldn't understand.
All right. Well,
you would not understand it, man. You're not from the South.
I've seen a lot.
You don't come from college football territory, man. You would not understand this.
All right.
This is bigger than big for Miami. This is as big as it gets, man. This is like playing for the national championship for them today. This is as big as it gets. But
Mitch, what about this? What don't you think Florida feels the same way? This is like
But they don't have the guns.
Okay.
That's the difference. They don't have the guns. When Miami's had success against the big teams in the past, they've been able to punch it up the gut. And when you look at that Miami offensive line, they're going to be punching it up the gut. You look at that Miami pass rush. Look at the players that transferred out of Miami, right, on the defensive line because they couldn't see the field. I mean, that's how stacked this team is. Miami, if you can recruit what Jimmy Johnson used to call the state of Miami, Dade County, Broward County, West Palm Beach County, if you can scout and recruit those 3 counties, put a fence around it, and keep as many of those players home, you are going to win a lot of games. And that is what Cristobal has done. You look at the recruiting rankings and, over the past 10 years, Miami's really fallen off the chart. But, and same thing with the NFL draft. For years, Miami had 5 players in the first round, 6 players in the first round. And you still look at NFL rosters and they're loaded with Miami players. They're just drafted in later rounds. But
this is what I'll say.
You build that fence around it, man. You see guys like Reuben Bain. I mean, who's not well known by anybody, right? But you're going to know who he is today because as a freshman last year, an absolute home wrecker, home wrecker. I mean, we've had guys like this before. He busts up the game plan. It's like there's nothing you can do. It was like when we had Vince Wilfork. They would try. This was, they tried. First, they would single team him. Then they double team him. Then they triple team him. Then they just give up. And Florida has given up against Miami so many times, man. And Billy Napier has given up so many times at Florida.
I'll say this about this game. This is one more, and then I'll leave it alone. I think Miami, these 2 teams, Miami has real playoff, and even it's crazy to say they got national championship aspirations this season. And last year's team, I think what held them back was their quarterback. I don't know if y'all watched Van Dyke last night. Just go look at the stats.
Terrible, man.
So I'm here to tell you that
we're playing Georgia for the national championship.
That's not who Miami has under center this year.
We'll be playing Georgia for the title. We'll beat Oregon to get to the title game and play Georgia.
That's not who Miami has under center this year. Cam Ward, he's one of them. You know what I mean?
We got it. After this, we have a cream puff schedule this year.
And Florida has a really tough schedule. So
gauntlet. There'd be like
Florida doesn't have the guns this year.
No, but that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, these 2 teams are in 2 different weight classes right now. Like, I'm with you. For Miami, this is kind of like the season. For Florida, it's just kind of like another game on the schedule. Not like that.
I don't think the players think that.
I'm not saying like that. But what I'm saying is like for Miami, this game is almost be all do all.
It's so big because Florida has always, in the state of Florida, has always got first pick of the litter of recruits. Then Florida State, then Miami. It's always been like that. But it's
Yeah,
like
man.
this battle goes it's big like that. Like when Miami got Armando Blunt to sign with them as opposed to Florida State, I mean, in recruiting last year, that was gigantic. And Blunt would have been 1, 2, or 3 overall in this year's recruiting class. He went a year early and signed with Miami. But it's like, this team is stacked. If we can't beat them here, it's going to be a long, long season, man. I'll tell you that much. It's going to be another miserable Georgia Tech loss type season for me, man. That Georgia Tech game, I mean,
that was the greatest.
You lose games like that. Either you let it beat you up for the rest of your life, or you learn from it and you say, we're never going to let this happen again, man. And I do believe that's what we're going to see from this Miami team. These guys, we're pretty stacked, man. I think people, traditionally, team speed, not an issue with us. We have the possession receiver in Restrepo. We got a lot of good things going on here. We got the mobile quarterback. We got a great running back, room. The whole room is stacked. I mean, we got the top 1 or 2 running backs in the nation in recruiting also. Plus we got, Martinez coming in from Oregon State, who is the top running back in the portal. It's like, I don't know. I don't see the Florida angle, but neither do the books because the line is on the rise. I see 3s, and I could see it even going higher than that by the time the game goes. Anyways, I think you guys knew who I was going to take anyway. I haven't been to the Swamp since the game in 2004. That was the last time I was there. And it was select a seat day in the third quarter. Wells McGahee ran for, I think, 485 yards and 93 touchdowns. I mean, they could not stop him. It was just like, oh my. It was one of those ones, 23 plays, 10 and a half minutes. That drive lasted 3 weeks. We ran like 23 play drives on them. It was just mop the floor with them. Anyways, all right. Like I said, it's going to be a long show. That's why we dove right into it. I figured there'd be some debate, and I knew which side Bittler was on because he's on Florida to bug me. That is his reason. You should just say it. You should own it.
Me and Romanelli were licking our chops this morning. We're like, finally.
You took Florida so many times last year and got your ass just stomped on it, right?
I always take when they play Miami.
You took them against Utah last year. I know that. You got pretty much slapped around the field that day.
Yes, I did. That's
what was that? What was the score of that one? 83-0?
I was surprised that they lost to Utah last year to start the season.
Sure. They didn't lose. They got crushed. I mean, they got crushed.
We'll see. I think somebody's going to be crying in their beard. Maybe they'll win by a point. I'll give them that. Miami by 1 today on a field goal. So we'll see.
We do have the best kicker in the nation, so that's the other thing. But I don't think that's going to matter. I think it's going to be select the seat day, man. I love going. I love this. I love.
You got the stream spam. Oh, there you got it. Okay.
Oh no, that's how I buy all my streaming products in the spam from YouTube.
Yeah, they love popping up this time of year.
They love us. They love us. All right, let's get to the next slot, man. There is another slot. That was such a good slot, man. Even beside the Miami game, we got Sam Houston taking on Rice. He's going to take them on single-handedly. You got South Florida Bethune-Cookman. I didn't even see that on the board. We got Alabama against Western Kentucky. New head coach there at Alabama. A lot of transfers out and in. We got Houston UNLV, a way interesting game, man. That's the one, like, man, either you know something or you kind of might want to just stay the hell away from that thing unless you really got a strong opinion. I think that's one of the trickiest games. I mean, I could see a way home for both. I kind of lean UNLV there. Michigan-Fresno, Texas A&M, Notre Dame. We got UCLA-Hawaii. We'll stop there. That'll leave us games for the late slot. It's Tony's turn.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in with Houston there. Houston team. The more quarterbacks stable there. at the quarterback position for Houston with Donovan Smith. Pretty accurate last season. Also a threat to run. And, of course, the Cougars with the change to Willie Fritz. I think Fritz is a defensive-minded coach. I think he'll have this team ready against the UNLV team. 9-5 last year. They had a pretty good run, but I don't know if this program can duplicate last year's performance. There's still question marks at quarterback as of a couple of days ago. They listed all these co-starters. That seems to be the trend now with these coaches who have no starter. They call everybody a co-starter. So go figure that one out. That's new. I'm going to take Hawaii plus the points. Not a really believer here in UCLA. Chip Kelly resigned. Deshaun Foster.
Deshaun Foster, man.
Yep, he's the news. They're going to run the ball. That's what they're going to do. Run. Not really sold on Ethan Garbers coming in here at quarterback. So I'll look here with Timmy Chan to get the cover. That's what he likes to do. If you go back to those days in the 90s.
You don't like the guys that went to the school and coached assistant at the school and then become the head coach at the school.
We've seen it before with Durrell, right?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Foster is a little different.
Yeah. That might be the case. But I just
the running backs coach, the head coach is quite a lift. I mean, he wasn't even like a coordinator or anything. It's
but also they lost their defensive coordinator to USC, right? That's another key. How is that defense going to hold up here? It's tough. A first-year head coach, now a first-year defensive coordinator. That's a role. I think that's a tough spot. I'd rather have the coordinator in place with experience when you bring an offensive coach as a head coach. So I'll look at Hawaii getting the points in that spot. Also here in the late night window, I'm going to take the points with New Mexico. Coaching change there with Arizona. They got to replace their entire defensive line. I'm a believer in Bronco Mendenhall. That was an embarrassment in week one. I look for some bit of a bounce there just to keep it competitive here with the 31 there with New Mexico. Those are the games that lock over in that time period.
What are you selling today, Tony?
I've got best bet in college football up on the board. Also, 3-pack from college football, 3-pack from baseball. I'm not going to forget about baseball. I put 5 months of work into baseball. Even if it keeps me up late at night, I'm still handicapping baseball and getting deep into it. So 7 premiums on the board. Hey, the best value right now is that long-term pass. 3-day pass covers the weekend, or the 7-day pass will get you into NFL next week.
Zawacki.
And for me in this time slot, I like Sam Houston against Rice. Give me the points with Sam Houston. We've seen that defense going to be solid again, and they started to pick it up offensively last season. And getting 9 here in this spot, I think they got a good shot to outright Rice. Give me Sam Houston plus the points in that one. The other one down. You know what? I'm going to take UNLV plus the 3.5. I don't trust that Houston defense. They only returned 4 guys on defense, and they were ranked 103rd on defense last season. And I just don't trust all the changes from Houston. Somebody knows something because that line's a little light for me. You're going to give me over a field goal. I'm going to take UNLV outright. I think they upset Houston in that one and spoil the new coach for Houston in that one. And I like the under in Michigan and Fresno. We know what Michigan's done. They've changed a whole lot on offense. But that defense still going to be stout and solid for Michigan. And I expect a slow-paced Michigan-type game. Give me the under 45.5 in that one. And the other one in this time slot, I like the over between Oregon and Idaho. Oregon, solid team this season. And they're going to be able to run it up. I think Idaho will be able to score some points to help chip in, but I think we get that total into the 70s. Give me the over 61 in that one. The few I like at that time spot. For me, over at Pick Dawg's Premium today, I've got my top play in college football, my 10-star executive info play. And then I've got an early 5-pack. I've got a late night 3-pack. I still have a play in MLB as well, and a few sprinkled in for long-term subscribers. Best way to go is long-term as a stack. College football Saturday. Excited. Jump aboard. Use that promo code PICK and check it.
Yeah, for me in this slot here, I agree with everything Rod said. Hit the nail on the head. I'll start out with Sam Houston State. I liked it better yesterday. It was 10. I think it's down to 9 now. I wouldn't be shocked if they won outright. But I think the covers. I think the points are pretty nice here. I like Fresno State plus the points against Michigan. 21's a lot. Michigan was a cover darling last year. They got Texas on deck next. I think Fresno can keep it respectable. And I'll take Western Kentucky plus the points here against Alabama. I think we see Alabama turn it on the second half and blow them away, but I think Western Kentucky holds on for the cover here. And that's all. Oh, for me, today I got my Dawn Streak and 3-pack in college football off to a 4-0 start. Get my best bet in college football, my titanium play over at pickdogs.com. $25 gets you that best bet winner. So make sure you check it out, pickdogs.com.
Jovan.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Sam Houston. I agree with that play right there. Not really much more to add with it than what Rod and Brian said. Listen, I'm on Ole Miss. We all know that Lane Kiffin, he loves to run it up, on the opponent when he has a chance to, and I think he'll have a chance to against this FCS team, who's actually a good team, but in this spot, given the fact that Lane Kiffin, his philosophy is, to score a whole bunch of points and just beat up on lesser teams. I think, they get it done. It's a way big of a point spread, for me to put on a premium, relative to the competition that they're facing, because like I said, they are facing a good FCS team. So, just couldn't make their on the premium side. But I'm on Michigan. A lot of people are down on Michigan, but I like what Shamar Moore did last year in the games that he filled in for Jim Harbaugh. He's a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, when he was calling plays, and I think that he has a quarterback that he could do some things with as far as, running the ball a little bit more dynamic than J.J. McCarthy in that area. And their defense is still their defense. So, if they're anywhere near the defense that they were last year, which I suspect them to be, then Fresno State's not going to get much of a sniff of anything. So I'm on Michigan. I'm on the under. And I'll lean Baylor. I just like the quarterback move that they made during the offseason, and I think that they're gonna do some big things. 33 is a big number, and given the fact that Baylor did slip, last couple seasons, you might not want to back them, but I think that they win this one by 35 plus. So, and then what I have for Saturday, I got a lot going on. I got 5-packs in the noontime slot. I got a 5-pack in the 3:30 time slot. I got a 5-pack in the nighttime time slot, and then I have different plays. Underdog 5-pack, favorite 5-pack. So I got 20 plays in all in college football. So I like a lot today.
Mitch, you're up.
Yeah, for me, in this slot, I just think that I don't love this slot, to be honest with you. I could see an angle for Fresno to cover. I mean, it almost looks pushy to me, at 21. I could see Michigan, same thing as Texas, that look ahead spot. I do like UNLV plus the points against Houston. I don't love it enough because Houston returns a good amount on offense. Once again, new head coach type deal there. And UNLV coming off probably the best season I can remember them having in, a very long time. And they return almost everybody. So I think they're going to be tough once again. They were a dynamite cover team last year. I'll have to see if they can pad the bankroll again. I think Western Kentucky finds the back door against Alabama. I think, different moving parts there. I think that following up a legend is always one of the toughest of tough things to do. And I'm not so sure this guy is up to the task, to be honest with you. Alabama did have a revolving door of players leaving the building. So it should be interesting to see how that all pans out over there. But Western Kentucky is, if they can get points on the board early, even just a field goal, and Alabama's not playing for a shutout, I could see garbage touchdown, backdooring you right there on that game for sure. it is a different. Nick Saban is a different animal, man, than any other coach out there. And we've seen Alabama have legends replaced there before. That's not Nick Saban's not the first legend at Alabama. It takes years to replace a guy like that, and a number of different coaches. Usually, it's rare that the next guy just steps in and has all kinds of success. I mean, it is really, really rare, And I expect DeBoer to have some bumps in the road. And so, I think Alabama wins the game. I'm not so sure they cover. We saw them struggle against South Florida last year, early in the season as well on the road. Outside of that, just not a lot that I love. As far as what I have for sale, I actually am going the opposite of Jovan. I'm super light, early in the season. I just, try and pick a spot here and there, try and tread water. I'm known as a notoriously slow starter in college football, in just about every sport, to be honest with you. I normally start in the hole. So this year I'm just going to try and have fewer games. So maybe I can, tread water, on in the early season, or get even a little bit ahead. So when they hit conference play, which is usually where I thrive, conference in the bowls, I'll be in better position. Like last year, I was like, 15 games under 500 or something, or, more heading into the last month of the season. I ended up right at 500 for the year, which means I got juiced, right? So, but, if you got my package late in the season, you did really well, and that's generally how it goes. So I'm treading lightly. I have a 3-pack. I have, I have a single play. And that's really about it there. And I have one play in Major League Baseball. And of course, Mitch's partner program. It's an opportunity for you guys to get involved with my sharp betting group. It is not for everybody. It is only meant for people that have a private credit book. If you have DraftKings or FanDuel or something like that, great places to put your own bets in. But believe me, if you have a betting syndicate that is using their apps or whatever, they're going to know. They're going to notice, and they throw you out in a hurry. They may not throw you out, but they'll tell you can only bet 15 games, $15 on a game or something. They know. It's not like, it's some big mystery to them, that they got hit. When guys are hitting lines and then there's a 4-point move, they generally know that, consistently. That's what we do. And that's a primary source of my income. A lot of the money that we make here at Pick Dogs goes right back into the site and paying all these people and paying all the bills that run everything. But my betting is where I really make my money. So if you have a private credit book, just click on the link in the description, fill out the form. If you fit the program, welcome aboard. If you don't, we have tons of other great products here and tons of ways to win money betting on sports with our great Pick Dogs handicappers and all that other stuff. It is going to be a small piece of the population that's going to fit. But if it does fit you, it's risk-free and it's 100% free to be part of it. And it is, I'm telling you, we probably hit, 20 out of the last 22 months, of winning. So, and when we win, we really win. 2 weeks ago, we won over $250,000. Last week was good again. And, but when we lose, we lose, but it's all part of it. It's risk-free to you. But anyways, that's it for me.
There you go. For me in this slot, it's a decent slot. I'm not too crazy about it. I'll go to the big one, Notre Dame, Texas A&M. I kind of want to take Texas A&M, bro. And I'm usually not hype on Texas A&M. I'm just not. You see, I got my Texas gear on. I'm ready for that game later on this season. But Kyle Fields is a tough place to play, man. And I think I wish I would have got the 2.5. I do see some threes. Do your line shop and try to get under the field goal because I think it's going to be a nip and tuck game. But I think Texas A&M walks them off in the end. It's kind of how I see this game playing out. So that's the one I would lean to in this slot. Kansas State should go out there and put belt to ass on UT Martin. They should go out there and put belt to ass. That's what I'm expecting. I think they're going to go out there and have one of the best rushing attacks in all of the country. I think they're going to get downhill on UT Martin. I know UT Martin, people are kind of look at their schedule. They were decent last season, and then they did cover against Georgia in the season opener. The points total. The spread was 50 in that game. So this one's 36.5. I think Kansas State does get up and over this. Mainly playing, just downhill style football, running a lot, and they'll get up and over it. And last one I'll talk about quickly before I get up and out of this slot and tell y'all what I got going on at the site today. Jovan kind of talked about Baylor Tarleton. I like Tarleton plus the points too, man. Baylor, I'm not laying this many points with them boys. I ain't doing it. I can't do it. Won't do it. They weren't good last year. Tarleton, they're one of them programs that, a lot of the top talent that doesn't go to the bigger schools goes to like a school like Tarleton. And I think they'll be able to run the football, play ball control style football, and keep the game within this point spread is basically all I'm saying. I don't think Baylor is that good. I don't think they improved that much. Will they be better than last season? Probably. But is it good enough to lay this many points? No, I don't think so. I think they're overrated, overvalued in this spot. So give me Tarleton plus the points in that one. What I got going on today at the site, man, I got 7 plays total in college football today. Scoop them up over there. They're broken down into different packages. I got my top play in college football today. You can scoop it up. I absolutely love that play. We've hit 2 of 3 to start the season. We lost last night on TCU. Backdoor cover. It happens. But we'll look to get back on track and smack today on the play. I really, it's my top play of the entire weekend or the entire week 1. So scoop that play up, and then I have a noon 3-pack and I have an afternoon 3-pack for you guys. So however you want to do it, you can do it. Hop on something even longer term, though, and we'll continue to kick the crap out of the book with NFL on the horizon, and we'll blink. September's tomorrow. Well, blink will be in October, and y'all know what's here in October. NBA. Alex, what you got here, my man?
Yeah, I've got one that stands out. Deshaun Foster takes over a rebuilding UCLA team program, and it doesn't look promising. And for a real long time now, Hawaii, Paradise Island has not been an easy place for visiting teams to play. Even concentrating on regular football, we'll call it stuff, especially this early in the season. Especially for a rebuilding team. They make you feel real welcome on Paradise Island, and they sort of, have some teams' minds off the task. And it's interesting because Hawaii's covered 14 of the last 20 at home as underdogs. But a nice number here is they've covered 6 of the last 7 as 10-point or more underdogs. They're getting 2 touchdowns today. And UCLA as a program is got a nasty 1-10 ATS record as a favorite of less than 18 points. Just looking at the whole thing here, ching ching chang chang. That's not racist, by the way. That's that's just ching ching is a dollar sign, and we're going to go with Hawaii at home.
What you selling today?
Yeah, so what we're selling today, we've got, probably my biggest package in about 3 months. I've got 7 selections on board. College football, of course. We're going to start off with that key game, West Virginia, Penn State. We've got 3 more in the afternoon and 3 more this evening. And, of course, we're going to have, starting next week, NFL, some more Major League Baseball as the season winds down. And, hey, I know it seems like it's a long way away, but let's start thinking basketball, too, and lots of money.
Yes, sir. And Tony T start this slot, so to the last one.
Oh, we got in this last slot of the night, Southern Miss visits Kentucky. We've got Georgia Tech, Georgia State, Charlotte, JMU. We got Arizona State, Wyoming, and Arizona, New Mexico. It is Rod. Rod, you're muted.
Definitely not the favorite slot on the board in this time slot for me. I like the over between Georgia State and Georgia Tech. That Georgia Tech offense definitely can move the ball and be able to run up the score. Do they cover the 20.5? Not sure, but I like the over 55.5. I know Georgia State can put some points on the board as well. So give me the over 55.5 there. And this James Madison and Charlotte line's been stuck at 8, and I haven't seen it move a whole lot in that one. Give me Charlotte plus the 8. I think that's a lot closer game than people are figuring there. James Madison had a good, solid season last year, and I think they're still going to be a solid team, but 8 points is more like a 3-4 point game in that one. Give me Charlotte plus the 8 there.
There you go. Bittler.
Yeah, for me in this slot, I agree. I think it's the worst slot of them all, but I don't want to pull a Ruffalo here. If I had to pick one, I would take Charlotte plus the points here. Like Rod said, JMU, definitely a great year last year, 7-3 to close out the season against the number. But I see this at most being a touchdown win here for Madison. I think Charlotte can keep it close. I'll take the points here with the Niners.
Nope. Mitch, it's you. I don't know where Javon went.
What happened?
It's you.
It's me. We lost Jovan.
Yep.
I actually like the under in Georgia Tech, Georgia State. I think this game is ground. We heard it all from Georgia Tech last week. Hat on a hat, right? Man, it's just going to go hat on a hat, right? So it's going to be very boring ground game type game. So I'm going to go under in that one. I like Arizona against New Mexico. New Mexico definitely stepped up to the plate last week, but I like Arizona at home. And what was the other one I was looking at? I like oh man. That's it. I'll pass. That's good for me at the regular.
For Shody. I'll be quick here too. The two I'll attack in this spot, Mitch. Man, we agreeing, man. I'll take that under in that Georgia Tech, Georgia State game. I kind of, and if in all honesty, I like Georgia Tech. I think they're going to be really good this season. I just think it's a sneaky spot to take Georgia State. Maybe. It's not a premium. I'm not rushing to the window to bet it, but you know, after all the dust clears at 7 o'clock, I'm going to be sitting there probably looking for something to bet, and it's probably going to make its way into my bet. Just taking the sneaky points with Georgia State, just because everybody watched Georgia Tech last week beat Florida State. And I just think if this is an uglier style game, running the football style game, lower scoring, I mean, not necessarily lower scoring because Georgia State's defense isn't great. I wouldn't be surprised if this was like a 17-point win for Georgia Tech. Still a great win. You know, a lot of time was chewed off because it was a lot of running the football. And like Mitch said, hat on a hat. Like, you know, I mean, Georgia Tech's not a team that we just think they're just going to blow teams out of the water. Will they be good this season? Will they win games? Hell yeah. But am I looking to lay 3 touchdowns with them? I don't know. And I'd rather take the under in that game. A lot of time being chewed. So give me Georgia Tech. And last but not least, Rod, I'm gonna join you on I'm gonna join you guys on Charlotte. I like James Madison. James Madison, really good story. I think they're going to be decent again this season, but second year up at this next level, you got to show me before I lay 8 on the road. Oof. I don't know. I think Charlotte. And the other thing is big about this game is everybody heard Charlotte say they're missing a ton of players. This week. So Charlotte is kind of depleted this week. But I think that the line has kind of gotten out of control in here. I think this is at most a touchdown win for James Madison. I want over the touchdown in my back pocket with the home team.
Yeah, it's confirmed Etienne is out today for Georgia. Plus, of course, their other running back out as well. So they're digging deep
Nice.
into the roster there. Anyways, we go to Major League Baseball.
I got to get my game.
I don't care, Tony. We don't care about your
We don't care about my game, right? I got one. I won't be long.
Tony's on West Coast time, man. Nobody pays attention to that.
Well, this one they won't because he'll be asleep when this one starts. But anyway, I like Wyoming plus the points against Arizona State. Arizona State is just sunk downward. Herman Edwards' his timing was just not right for you, man. If he would have came in about when NL started, you'd have been okay. But the timing wasn't right for him to get into Arizona State. But this team has really sunk down. Wyoming, coaching change there, but the defensive coordinator takes over. This is a really good defensive team. Quarterback play will improve. I wasn't a big fan of Peasley running the ball too much, but I think this is a positive change here for Wyoming. and if we have a chance to make things happen for the year, I'll take the points there with Wyoming.
I agree. I agree with that, too. That's a good call, Tony. I like that. I've been looking at it for a couple hours. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah.
I tell you what, I was probably too early for Arizona State too. If I had it all to do over again, that'd be on my short list schools that I would go to. Man, looks like a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, I was only in college for the good time anyway. I might as well have gone somewhere like that, man.
Yeah, they do have the prettiest girls. Arizona State's famous for that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I missed the boat on that one, but
the golf courses aren't bad in Scottsdale.
Yeah, what was I thinking? The hell was I thinking? I went into it with a serious attitude, like I was going to get an education or something. Let's be honest, I was on acid the whole time. We got the Yankees and the Cardinals. We got the Nationals and the Cubs. We've got the Rays and the Padres and the Guardians and the Pirates. This goes to Brian Bittler, baseball Brian. That's what they call him.
I haven't forgot about baseball just yet. I think the Washington Nationals might be the best baseball bet on the board today, facing those Cubbies. We know Cubbies like choke late. I think this line's really light for a Cubs team that really has to win this one. But if you look at Hertz's numbers on the mound, he's been fantastic. 2.22 ERA, averaging about 5 innings a start, which might not be long enough. But I like this Washington Nationals core young group of players here. I think they get it done.
And Jovan.
Yeah, I'm fading Cal Gibson. It's as simple as that. Even though Will Warner's on the mound, I think that the Yankees could put up a crooked number in this one. So I'm all over the Yankees in this one. Gotta keep on rolling with the Padres. Randy Vasquez is on the mound, but again, plus money, better team by far. Facing Shane Bass. Shane Bass should get hit by this Padres lineup. And I'm on the Padres. Those are the two that I like in this stuff.
I'm on the Yankees as well. I hate Kyle Gibson's guts. Racist against Gibsons, especially Kyle Gibson. Padres and Rays. Padres are my World Series team, but the Rays, after losing game 1 of the series, are generally pretty tough in game 2, man. Makes it probably a no play for me, believe it or not, but a lean to the Padres. I like the Pirates against the Guardians. I don't know why. No specific reason. And give me any opportunity to fade the Cubs, and I'm in. But the Cubs have actually gotten really hot recently, but leave it to them to get hot when it's too little too late. It's kind of like they should play the Tigers in the too little too late series. Jay?
I'm in the Cardinals. Easy.
Kyle Gibson?
Easy. Come on, bro. Saturday. Everybody think they finna slip the Yankees.
Jay, just pass me what you're smoking. I'm in.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, everyone knows that. You know what? I got 20 years. It was a good run.
It was a good run. I'm out. Here we go.
All right. It's gonna be monumental, hilarious. I heard the same story last week. The Rockies came into town. Everybody thought they was gonna be able to slip.
They also said the Rockies were gonna sweep the Giants.
I know, but I also called the Rockies beating them boys that day. But
meanwhile, Arrighetti almost throws the no-hitter. Framber almost with the no-hitter.
All right. Y'all finna slip them Yankees in there thinking it's an easy play on this day because everybody forgetting about baseball and watch.
No one's forgot about baseball.
Not the majority, not y'all, because y'all are professionals, but the majority of the people today forgot about baseball, and some think they're gonna be able to slip Yankees money line in there and slip it through. Nope. Cardinals style spot. The Cardinals, they're a 500 team, 50-50 style team, 50-50 style game, getting plus 150. Give me a shot, bro.
Anybody out there plan on degenerately betting today? Because I might do some of that with the in-game stuff on my own.
Sure, Florida game.
My own personal account. My regular syndicate betting, my betting group. I don't actually make any of those bets. It's just kind of done for me. So I don't really even look at that stuff except for once a week. But my regular bets, I plan on betting like just a real. I'm going to be on the couch betting like a real loser. I probably got like 20 grand in my account. I probably might even throw another 10 in there just for the hell of it. It's like that's where I'm at.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. What I'm also with in this slot is I'm gonna take the Guardians. They don't want back-to-back games on that run line. Ooh, are they back? I don't know. The Pirates for sure are free falling. I don't want to know parts of them. So that makes it pretty easily. Hopefully the Guardians get their shit together. We're getting plus 130 on a run line team who we know can win on the run line. They showed us plenty of times this season. Recently they haven't, but back-to-back, I'll sign myself up for a third. And the Rays are favored at home for a reason, bro. Don't trick yourself. Take the Rays, man. I'm taking the Rays, bro. I'm taking them. I know. I fell victim yesterday, and I knew better. I fucking knew better.
Yeah, Rays got me yesterday.
Yeah, I knew better. Mitch was in my ear the whole time. First game back day, you know.
Well, you were on the proper side. Don't worry.
The proper side is the losing side. Brian always says that. Brian always says that when he gets his ass kicked. It's like you were on the proper side. It's never the proper side to get your ass kicked. It's never the proper side, man.
Tried to warn me last night, but
it's never the proper side to get your ass kicked. I mean, you can say a million things about the side, but the proper side when you've got your ass kicked is never the proper side.
Yeah,
getting your ass kicked is never the proper side. We should have a shirt made, especially for Brian. Maybe our next bobbleheads that come out, we'll get Brian ones, and they'll be the talking ones. You know, that'll say that.
So yeah.
And what would be like on the button, Jay? If we had the Bittler button right here, what would it say? The right side is the losing side is never the proper side. Take the Chargers.
Take the Chargers. Yeah, that's what the button would be. Take the Chargers.
They're begging you to take that side.
That's in my top 5 bits of all.
Humping up on
them, begging.
They're humping up.
I'm fading them Chargers this year. I can't wait.
Every square in town.
Captain Obvious, man. Captain Obvious. But, yeah, I'm going to take the Rays today, man, and just a lean in that direction. I know it's minus 125. I know the Padres have been hot post-break, but give me the Rays in the truck. That's all I got in this first lot.
Tony?
Yeah, I like the Cubs Nationals under my guy. Babyface Hers back on the mound. He's pitching well. You look over his past few starts here. He's allowed just 2 earned runs or fewer in 7 straight starts. As the series opened, the Nats had gone under. Now the Nats have gone under in 10 of 13. The bullpen has shown improvement over that period of time, go under their Cubs. And Nats, I'm going to continue to take the Padres. Baz, take a look at his last 3 home starts, allowed 8 earned runs in 17 and 3rd innings. He's been hurt by the home run ball, and that's a concern facing this Padres lineup. So with the under Cubs, Nationals, Padres, the games I like in this slot.
And for me in the slot, I'm going to take the Cubs. You look at the Cubs; they're smashing left-handed pitching. So yeah, Hers has been pitching well over his last few, but not here in this one. Cubs hitting 322 versus left-handed pitching over their last 10. I think they crush Hers today in that one. A coin flip price, give me the Cubs. And I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I'm going to back Gibson here. You look on the other side of the mountain. Will is he's awful for the Yankees. I can't do it. And the Cardinals have won their last 7 day games against an AL East opponent that held a winning record. Give me the plus money and the Cardinals on that one. And, of course, Rays got me yesterday as well, but I think they bounce back and get the win here in that one. The Rays have won their last 7 games against an NL opponent following a home loss, so they don't string home losses together. Give me the Rays in that one.
Alex, did you get skipped in this slot? I think you did.
Yeah, I've got something for this slot. I can go now. Yeah. And I'm going to go with a couple other selections that somebody or our handicappers came up with. That's St. Louis. You know, like everyone says, Warren's really sucked out. I mean,
Kyle Gibson's is the worst, man.
No, I'm not. You know, and this will probably be a high scoring game too. It's something to look for the over. But Gibson has done better on the road than he has at home. I mean, comparably 3.88 ERA away compared to a 5.24 ERA at home. So a lot of his shit numbers come from, being at home. Same with St. Louis's offensive.
Yeah, numbers. But look at historically over the second half of the season throughout his career, man. It's like it's not just home or away. It's Gibson. It's not no matter where he goes, he's got to take himself with him. right? I mean, that's the problem here. It's not the stadium, it's him. It's like,
Alex, something with Warren. I've never seen a Yankees recall somebody with this horrible minor league form. This is very strange with this guy because his minor league numbers were trash. I've never seen the Yankees do that before.
Yeah, so you know what? We're almost talking ourselves in. We don't even have to go for a value side here, since Mitch is correct and Tony's correct, and everybody else has put some. Let's go for an over. I mean, look at it.
All right,
talk to me.
Yeah. Why not?
It's an over. It's an over.
Why not? I got 17 dimes out there in action already. Why not?
Why not? That's right.
Hey, Rod, can I ask you a question?
Your fee.
While we have a pause here, Rod, can I just ask you for a friend? Sanford versus West Georgia. We got Sanford minus 17.5. Just asking for a friend that might be a degenerate. What do you think?
I would take the points. Give me the plus 17 in that one. I think
they're plus 600 on the money line for the West Georgia Wolves. I don't know.
I would give me the plus 17 in that one. That's too many.
Right, you're getting light juice on the plus 17.5 anyway. Minus 105.
Yeah, I'm in there.
All right, nice. Sounds like a good idea. It
Sounds
seemed
like a good idea
at the time. This is what happens when my wife goes for girls' weekend.
Oh no!
Yeah,
all the things are on.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Me and Sam are degenerately betting. Who's Alex? You still going?
No, that's it. That's all I've got from that time slot.
All right. So, Rod, did you get a pick here? Tony?
Yep.
Everyone went. All right. Next up, Tigers, Red Sox, Rangers, A's, Twins, Blue Jays, Astros, Royals. This one's Jovan.
Repeat that again. Red Sox,
Tigers, Rangers, A's, Twins, Blue Jays, Astros, Royals.
I'm gonna vote with the A's again. Good plus money. Should be a premium pick because the Rangers are ass right now. They've been ass all season. It's been a World Series hangover for these guys. And Bradford, he has pitched well. But when it rains, it pours, and you just got to keep on fading teams that have laid down to die. So I'm on the A's. Have I met to one of these games on the time slot?
No.
Man, I want to back Boston at plus money on the road. I don't know if I could get there though. Schoolboys on the mound, but you know what? Nah, they're gonna get the Schoolboy just a little bit, and Nick Pivetta, he should have a decent start against the Tigers. You watched that game yesterday. They got on Detroit pitching immediately, and I'm not saying that they're going to get on Schoolboy immediately, but I think it's somewhere down the line, once they change pitchers, once they get into the bullpen, they should be able to get the job done. So give me the Red Sox.
I'm going to throw a little something on Sacred Heart against Delaware State while I'm here. But I don't know. Delaware State, they got the long road trip back from Hawaii. It was like they went to Hawaii, had the blip in the thing, played pretty well out there. 1-10 last season. Now back on the road again at Sacred Heart. I know it's not a far road trip for them, but still, it's road, back, road. It's a lot of stuff and not a lot of practice. And Sacred Heart could be tough bastards. I like the Tigers against the Red Sox. A's I had last night against the Rangers. I agree with some of the things Jovan said there. I don't agree with everything. I disagree that the Rangers had the World Series hangover. I think they had a lot of injuries, is what they really had. And believe me, they have Jacob deGrom. They have Carter. They have Young the whole season. They have, all these other guys. They're a different team, But I think if you want to point fingers and assign blame, I think it's pretty easy. That was Garcia and striking out on all those fastballs. It was pathetic to watch. I like the Twins against the Blue Jays. Should be a higher scoring game than yesterday's game. Zebby Matthews. I don't know. I'm still fading Barrios all the way to the poorhouse on with that one. And then I don't know what's up with the Astros, man. What's going on in their cornflakes? But these starting pitchers, man, you can't get a bat on it for the first 7 innings of the game against these guys. It doesn't matter who's pitching, man. I'm going to guess Kikuchi no hits them through 7 today. I'm going to take the Astros and might as well bet the first 5 too, because I mean these guys are dominating early innings. I mean, I had the Astros run line last night. Hater, second time he's roasted me like that.
Oh God!
God, what a jerk! What a jerk face.
Plus 140 run line to Astros.
I would use the Rod's favorite expression, but they already demonetized me once this week for calling Romanelli an ignorant slut. Oh, there it goes again. Jay.
Scuba. That's what I'll take in this slot. I'll take the Tigers behind Scuba. I'm not even really matter of fact, give me a 2-team parlay in this slot. Tigers, Rangers, they both should win today. I knew better yesterday. That's why I didn't have it as a premium. Sears, it was low-key open, man. Sears was open yesterday. My boy came in there, pitched well. But yeah, my Rangers, it's over for them probably. We're 10 games back. But still, I mean, A's 5-5 last 10, Rangers 6-4. I know the argument can be had. The Rangers played the White Sox, but I think Bradford pitches okay here. I think the Rangers offense can get to Estes a little bit. I'm just here to tell you who I think wins. I think the Rangers win it, so maybe put it in a 2-team parlay. I got so much action out there today, though. I don't even know what's going on. And them Astros, bro. Like, I told y'all yesterday I didn't want to fade Framber with the extensions. He had it going yesterday.
That movement he had. Oh God.
Even a hater know when to chill on the hate, man. That was me yesterday. I knew.
89% of the money is on Oklahoma State against South Dakota State.
Yeah.
What's the line at now? 11.5? 12? Is it up to 11.5?
I should have put it as a premium, man. I don't have it because I like it a lot. I like that game. But that's it for me here in this slot. I would lean Astros in all honesty. What you like here, Alex?
You know what? I'm looking at this Red Sox-Tigers game, and, because Scooble's on the hill tonight, you got a low number or a beatable number I think you can sort of take to the bank here. Scooble, you know what? It's late in the season. A lot of things can happen. Experienced Red Sox lineup, batting order can really take advantage of a kid like this. I know he's overpowered a lot of teams, but, he has a 6.00 ERA in 3 career starts against the Red Sox. So the Red Sox have taken some good looks at this kid, and we all know Boston can be explosive on some nights offensively, and even light hitting Detroit, inconsistencies and all. I think Pivetta can be taken advantage of here too. This is starting. The first 5 over is great, and the game over is good situation also.
All right. Someone's clicking.
Yeah. Yeah. The one games I like here in this time slot, look at the Oakland here. Estes allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 7 of 8 starts. Whip of .98, not giving up base runners. Bradford going the other way, past 6 starts, ERA of 4.5. Athletics have won 7 of 9 on the road. Rangers have lost 7 of 9 at home. Look at Oakland at that plus price. We'll continue to go under here with this Jays and a Twins game. Matthews limits his base runners in his 15 innings this season, and Barrios allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 4 straight starts. Twins have gone under in 7 of 9. And Jays have struggled over the past 10 games, hitting the baseball 206 in their past 10, under in that one. And I have to agree there with the Astros in this spot. Again, the Royal bullpen will cost them at some point here in this series. I think this could be one of them here. An ERA of over 6 over the past 10. And, of course, Houston's won, 5-7 at home. Look at Astros. Those are the ones that I like here at this time slot.
Rod?
This time slot, I'm going to go with Oakland again to beat up on Texas. Oakland's won 9 straight versus the AL West, so make it 10 straight. Give me Oakland in that one. And I'm going to fade Scooble here. Give me Boston as well. Nice plus price. Sure, Scooble has have some start, but we find that Detroit offense can definitely struggle to hit and score runs at times. I know it's Pivetta on the mound, but give me Boston in that one. And I like the Royals here in the first 5. As Tony says, that bullpen is scary. They've seen Kikuchi many a times. Kikuchi, sure, he's had an up and down season. Since he's come to Houston, he has had some solid success, but he's had the run support with it as well. I don't trust Kikuchi in that spot. Give me the Royals, first 5 in that one. And I'm going to go with the Blue Jays, the Orioles on the mound, plus price. I think if you take all 4 dogs in this one, you're going to come out ahead on these 4 games here.
Yeah, for me in this slot, I agree with what Rod just said, but I believe the highlight of this grouping here are the Boston Red Sox on the money line. Sure, Pivetta has been stinking it up, but Scooble hasn't been unhittable. 3.51 ERA. I think they limit him to 5. I think they pull him after 5. I think the bullpen is when we get the Boston Red Sox winner here. I'll lean towards the Kansas City Royals just because I'm sure everybody will be making love, humping up to those Houston Astros. They're the new New York Yankees, LA Dodgers. Just a small one. Just because I don't like the Astros, I'll take the Royals here on the money line.
Jovan, did you start it? No, you didn't start it.
He did start it.
Yeah, I just started.
I thought I started it.
Nope.
All right. Mets, White Sox, Reds, Brewers, Phillies, Braves, Diamondbacks, Dodgers. Then this one would be me. I'm going with the Mets. I'll extend it. I'm sick of the White Sox. Tomorrow, Crochet is going. It's funny because he said, I will not pitch in the late part of the season. But here he is pitching in the late part of the season, right? Jerk face, man. I can't wait till they trade his ass. Remember when Chris Sale didn't like the throwback uniform? See ya.
See ya.
Reds, Brewers. This is just stupid. I mean, if there's, they say, oh, there's a reason they played the game. Not this one. I mean, it's just getting stupid. I'm taking the Brewers. That's called take a nap game. Just put your bet and take a nap and cash your ticket when you wake up. Diamondbacks, Dodgers. I don't even understand what's going on in this series, but I'll roll with the Diamondbacks again. I didn't lose enough money yesterday. And Phillies, Braves. It's so weird, man, because it was like it hasn't really been a National League East race all season, but the Braves seem to want to send the Phillies a message here, man, and I think they do in this one. I'm gonna take the Braves in this one. I took them yesterday. I'm gonna take them again.
Who? Woo, that's who.
Not in this slot.
I thought we did the rest of the games.
No, we only did the next 4. Mets, White Sox, Reds, Brewers, Phillies, Braves, D-backs, Dodgers.
Oh, wow. Damn.
You get to lead off with that next time. Save the bit.
I'll save it. In this slot, give me the Phillies behind Wheeler, bro. But that's all. That's it. That's all. And then the Mets, they're just over. Who wants to lay minus 200 today?
There's Cade Klubnik out on the field. Mad. He's a bad man.
He is bad. Bad.
Jay loves him, Klubnik. That's stuff. You done with it, Jay, on that slot?
Yeah, I sprinkled plus 380 on that Clemson money line, so I need Klubnik to lock in today.
I took West Virginia, Clemson, and South Dakota State all on the money line. Threw a little on Sacred Heart minus the 8.5. Why not? I was there. I didn't even know the game was being played. until I happened to open It was like destiny, it was like I had to be there. The Sacred Heart covered the 8.5.
That's later.
Very doubtful.
Very doubtful.
Alex, what do you like in this slot?
I shouldn't have put 10 dimes on Sacred Heart. What was I thinking?
I thought I put 250. I don't know.
Thanks, Magic 8 Ball. Thanks for not having my back.
The game that I like from this lot is, and I like it a lot. I like the Dodgers here to come on top. No matter what, Arizona needs to catch them or make some difference up in this race. But man, LA just comes out. You can see they got that championship face on right now, and I mean their whole mode is just run over teams that public favorites like Arizona. I mean they're not public favorites tonight, but teams like Arizona that, the public just loves. I mean, it seems like LA just comes out to play. We got an interesting situation tonight with Gavin Stone, who's had a good year. He's a very solid pitcher. And then we got that perfect record of Merrill Kelly in limited time here this season. But, in his career, Kelly has had his butt handed to him by the Dodgers. He's 0-11 with a 5.49 ERA. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. We're going to just take the Dodgers here. And we're not laying a lot. Dodgers.
Right. The games I like here would be the Brewers here at in this spot. Montaz past 3 starts, 4 runs allowed with 16 Ks in 18 innings. So I like what I've seen out of Montaz over this past few starts. The Reds bullpen is just a mess. We saw that in that Oakland series, kind of carrying over here into this series. I like the Brewers in this spot. Also, we'll go under here with the Braves and Phillies. Fried over his past 3 starts has shown a bit of improvement. 6 earned runs allowed, 16 Ks in 17 and third innings. We know Wheeler has been solid here. 2 runs allowed or fewer in 5 straight starts. The Rays have been an under team. Go under in that spot. Also, the Phillies bullpen has performed well over their past 5 games, past 10s game. Those are the 2 that I like in this type slot.
Right.
And for me in this time slot, I'm going to go right back to Arizona. They tried to walk it off late yesterday in that one, but I like them here. Look, they faced Gavin Stone a couple times this season already. And you look in those games, if you take the aggregate score, it's 19-7 for Arizona in those games. Gavin Stone's been nothing but rocked by Arizona this season. In 9 innings, he's given up 15 hits and 8 runs, couple home runs. I think that bashing by Arizona continues. And if you look, Merrill Kelly, maybe in the regular season, he's 0-11 versus the Dodgers. But you remember last season in that playoff matchup, he came in and mowed him down. He went 6.1 innings, only gave up 3 hits, couple walks, 0 earned runs. Arizona won that game 11-2. So I like Merrill Kelly to step it up in the spot in Arizona to grab the win there in that one. And I like the over between Milwaukee and Cincinnati. It's been nothing but scoring. Even the Milwaukee posted 2 touchdowns to get us over that 9. That Reds bullpen has been awful, so take the over 9 in that one. Atlanta and Philly, I think we got a pitcher's duel. Take the under first 5. Max Fried is a solid start. Wheeler has a solid start. All the fireworks happened late in that one. Take the under first 5. Atlanta, Philly.
For me in this grouping here, I'm going to have to go with the Atlanta Braves on the money line. I think you're getting tremendous value. Max Fried hasn't pitched to his what I believe is his peak performance. Wheeler's been absolutely fantastic, but I think the Phillies bullpen chokes it out late. Braves have just had the Phillies number. If they want to catch them, they have to win today. So I'll take the Braves money line.
Giovanni.
Yeah, I am on the Dodgers. Even though Gavin Stone hasn't pitched well this season, Merrill Kelly, he's been a dumpster fire right now. So this is one of those, step up series for a team that's trying to get over the hump against the big dog of the block. And judging by last night, it's not going to happen. I was well, I didn't have the Dodgers as a premium, but let's just say that I did a little something with them, on my own, on a personal tip. So yeah, I think just like Alex said, rinse and repeat this thing. Roll with the Dodgers. And what's the other ones in this time slot?
White Sox, Mets, Phillies, Braves, Reds, Brewers.
Yeah. So Mets extendo clip, just a strict fade of the White Sox. It's really as simple as that. You want to get some money, you're gonna fade the White Sox in as many ways as you can get. It's really that simple. And I'll take a shot with the Marlins. I just don't see Mason Black as minus 150 favorite. So I'll take a shot with Edward Cabrera. Hopefully he can get the job done. And even up the series.
All right, we go to our final time slot for Major League Baseball, and it's the Orioles and the Rockies, the Giants and the Marlins, and the Angels and the Mariners. Jay, you're up.
Who?
Woo.
There you go. That's on that man today, Brian Wu, man. I think this is going to be a classic through and through under. I know yesterday's game was high scoring. 9-5 got up there. I don't think that's going to be the case today. The the Angels' bats have been pretty much dead, the last 2 weeks or so. I don't necessarily expect them to light anything up today. And on the other side, Tyler Anderson, he's been serviceable. I think he'll be okay. I don't think the Mariners, who've been hitting the ball better this week, I'll give them credit. They've been hitting the baseball better this week. They probably completely disappear today. So give me an under, true and true, between Angels and Mariners. And we already know what time it is, man. I know they lost yesterday, but there's still 2 games in the series for them to win and take the series. Give me the Rockies, bro. Simple. I bet the Rockies in the Rockies. It's just something I do. It's something I got to be. Somewhere I got to be. Sign me up. Good teams have gone into the Rockies and died all season long, bro. So system play, side play. Give me Colorado today in Colorado.
Alex.
Hey, let's just throw it out there. Coors Field is the launching pad. It's blindly. Just go with an over. No. You know what? Anything at anywhere between 10.5 and 11.5 here is a good over bet. Just based on all the metrics I've seen from both teams this season. I think Baltimore is just going to tee off on Feltner today, and they might even eclipse this total all by themselves. This does scream an over no matter what. Launching pad takes another one on the over.
Tony. Yeah, I'm gonna butt heads with Alex. I like Colorado here at the plus price. Kramer over his past 5 starts, ERA over 4.5. He's been hurt by control issues. If you have control issues, you go into Colorado, you pay for it there. Feltner is allowed 300 runs or fewer in 9 straight starts, so he keeps him in the game, and that's the key there for me. Just keep him in the game, and you get a big plus price here with Colorado. So I'll take the Rockies. That's the one I like in that slot.
Rod.
And for me in this time slot, I like the under between Seattle and the Angels. What is it? 5-1 to the under in their last head-to-head. Woo's going to be a little bit mad. He got beat. Yeah, Woo got beat up last time by these Angels. He only went 3.1 innings, gave up 9 hits, 4 runs, couple walks, and a home run. So might be a little bit mad. But you look, Tyler Anderson, he's pitched well against Seattle, winning 2 already this season versus these Seattle Mariners. So Tyler Anderson's been solid. So I like the under there in that one. And I'm going to go with the Marlins first 5 money line. I think they can get to Mason Black and have themselves a lead going to that first 5. That Marlins bullpen is awful. Blew it again yesterday. It's sporting over 6 ERA.
Hand signal for blew it again yesterday.
Blew it again yesterday, right? Blew it again yesterday. It was awful. So, yeah, give me the Marlins first 5 in that one. And I agree. Give me the over. Kramer and Feltner on the mound. Yeah, definitely taking the over 11.5 in that one. I think we get 15, 16 runs in Coors. Everybody's getting tacos and tacos for everybody in Coors today.
Brian?
Well, everybody knows I don't like to go against Mitch's teams, but I'm going to have to take the Miami Marlins here on the money line. Edward Cabrera, he's one of my guys. He hasn't pitched up to what I believe his potential is, but that Mason Black, I think the Marlins can get to him early. Just a question if the Marlins bullpen can hold it. Seattle, LA Angels under the 8 runs. I know a lot of runs yesterday, but I just see Wu holding down the Angels, and I think Anderson, despite his lackluster recent performance, I think this one stays under the 8 runs.
Jovan?
Already gave out the Marlins last segment. Jumped out of turn. Even though it's out of my price range, I'm on Baltimore. Watching that game yesterday, it was nip and tuck until, last inning they put up some insurance runs, and I think a lot of points are going to be scored in this one. So give me the Baltimore Orioles, give me the over in that one. And like I said, like with the last one, out of my price range, but I'll still back the Marlins. I'm not the Marlins, the Mariners with Brian Wu on the mound. Tyler Anderson, he's shown some slippage as the season has progressed. So, I don't expect for him to have even a serviceable start. I think he gets hit.
I waited all season for the Tyler Anderson regression. I'm certainly not going to waste an opportunity to cash on it. I'm going to have to lay extended runs with some of the worst bats you've ever seen. I'm going to take the Mariners. I'm going to lay runs in this thing. I'll lay 2.5. How about that? Might as well just get aggressive. I'm going to take the Marlins, Cabrera on the road here. And the other one was Rockies, Dean Kramer. I just take the other team. I think you could always do. I think today is a fade Gibson and Kramer parlay for me as well. Before we get into parlays, it's a bonus parlay. Jay, is there WNBA today, or does anyone? Or do you guys want to not?
One game.
There's an Uno game.
All right, let's pretend it didn't happen. We'll go to the parlays. We'll skip it then.
Put it in a parlay.
It's the mystique of the WNBA.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Throw the Mystics in there. Triple revenge spot for them at home, at the crib. Best cover team in the WNBA. Worth a shot putting them in there today at home. And then pair that up with Clemson plus the points. The game finna start. And pair it up with Charlotte plus the point. 3-teamer.
Alex?
Yeah, these are for you, Mitch. I'm going to go with East Carolina, 27.5 over Norfolk State. Wonderful FCS team there to bet against. And then Purdue, my favorite number, -33 versus Indiana State. So those are for you, Mitch. That's a 2-teamer.
Sycamores are badasses this year. Tony?
I like Vandy, Northwestern, Padres, and add the Mystics in a 4-teamer.
Rod?
And for me, we're going to go North Texas money line, UNLV money line, and give me the Mystics on the money line. 3-teamer, all dogs.
Ryan?
I'm going to take the Gators ×3. Chop, chop, chop. I'm going to take the Florida Gators plus the points, the Charlotte Niners plus the points, and the Washington Nationals on the money line.
Hello. We got full screen. Let me see that one more time. Let's go, man.
Make it rain, Mitch.
Jovan?
Yeah, I gotta find a way to get North Texas a shout out, even if it's just a parlay or something, because they were one of my teams just last year. Got me right. So with that said, I'll give out 3 because I didn't put out a video. Didn't have enough time to do it. So we got OSU, Ole Miss, Michigan. Then we got Georgia State, Georgia Southern, Sam Houston State. Then we got a baseball one, Red Sox, A's, Dodgers, and Padres. Book it, cash it, do what you want to do with it.
I'm going to take South Dakota State, Sacred Heart, and Jay Briggs' Texas A&M Commerce Lions, plus the 33.5 against San Diego State. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. It was a fun show. First real college football Saturday of the weekend. Remember, I was going to say bet with your head not over it, but who am I to talk? Anyways, make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Just, I mean, bet what you feel comfortable with. Man. Don't go into debt for it. It's like, if you can afford to bet like an idiot, do it. If you can't,
yeah, we just
stay within your means.
In July. Just in June and July. Just in June, July.
Yeah,
stay within your means.
Stay within.
You don't want to hear about anybody being homeless.
Yeah, exactly. You know, who's parlaying up Javon's 20 picks? I might throw in a ticket in there. Take it away, Dave. Appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you tomorrow. Jay will be hosting.